In the name of Allah, the most gracious, the most merciful, praise and blessings of Almighty God be on the seal of Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, his companions, and all those that follow his footsteps from now until the day of recompense. You're welcome to another fascinating session of understanding government economic policy making. If you could recall, we are now in week 2. Module 2, you can call it module 2, you can call it week 2. In the previous lesson, we have covered fiscal policy. In fiscal policy, we have covered expansionary fiscal policy and contractionary fiscal policy, or you can say restrictive fiscal policy. A contractionary fiscal policy, the government is trying to control inflation by increasing reducing government spending and increasing taxation. And in an expansionary fiscal policy, the government is trying to fight unemployment by increasing government spending and reducing taxation. Now, to do all that, one will sit down and start wondering, well, how could the government know by how much should the government increase government spending or increase or reduce taxation, by how much? Now, to do that, we will have to discuss two most important concepts in economics, which are the Money Multiplier Effect, and the MPC, Marginal Propensity to Consume. The Money Multiplier Effect is very important because it will help you know by how much will the economy grow or GDP grow as a result of an injection or an increase in government spending, or by how much will the economy contract as a result of a contractionary policy, reducing government spending and increasing taxation. So that's what the money multiplier does actually. So we said in definition, the money multiplier effect is a crucial mechanism that illustrates how changes in the money supply can have a multiple impact in the overall economy. And then to grasp this concept properly, you need to understand the MPC as well, which is marginal propensity to consume. And the marginal propensity to consume is a concept in economics that measures the change in consumer spending for a given change in disposable income. And it represents the proportion of an increase in income that people choose to spend in goods and services rather than savings. Mathematically, MPC is expressed as the change in consumption divided by the change in income. So, usually the multiplier effect has a formula, and that formula, mathematical formula for the multiplier effect, is 1 all over 1 minus MPC, and that's why we define MPC. If you get the formula up, you can see the formula up on the screen. It's 1 all over 1 minus MPC, which is marginal propensity to consume. Or you can use another formula which is the same as a formula which will give you the same result, which is that formula of 1 all over MPS. 1 all over MPS. You can see the formula above, which is marginal propensity to save, the proportion of an increase in the people in income that people choose to save, not to spend. They don't spend it, they save. That's MPS. Now, using this formula, I would like to give one example. For example, if the government decides to fight unemployment and decide to increase government spending by 100. Like give every individual 100 naira, and this 100 naira, out of this 100 naira, and the general consumer behavior across the country is that people usually will spend around 90 naira and save 10 naira. So what you use here is to use the marginal propensity to consume formula, which is change in consumption all over change in income. And the income now is 100 naira, and the amount of money you're willing to spend is 90 naira. So you take 90 divided by 100, because before you go to the multiplier, you first of all need to find your MPC or MPS. Now when you do that, you'll arrive at 0.9. 0.9. That's what you will arrive at. 90 divided by 100. You will arrive at 0.9, and that's your MPC, marginal propensity to consume. MPC, marginal propensity to consume. And this MPC ranges from 0 to 1. 0 to 1. If the MPC is getting closer to 1, and then that simply translates into people are willing to spend more, and the economy has a tendency to grow rapidly if government increase spending. If the MPC is getting closer to 0, that means people are willing to save more instead of spend more. So no matter how much you inject into that economy, then the economy is not going to grow, or GDP will not grow as fast as you want it to grow as a result of that injection into the economy. So let's get back to the formula of let's go back to the formula of money multiplier effect using what we have just gotten, or the answer we've just gotten of the MPC. We said the money multiplier effects formula is 1 all over 1 minus MPC. So we've gotten MPC of 0.9 based on our calculation. 0.9, you can see that in the screen. So I'll now pick 1, I'll divide it by 1 minus MPC. Now 1 divided by 1 minus MPC, you will arrive at 10. You will arrive at 10, because when you say 1 minus 0.9, you will get 0.1. So when you say 1 divided by 0.1, then you will arrive at 10. It means that this imaginary economy can multiply 10 times if the government invest or inject money, increase spending by certain amounts of money. So it can, whatever amount of money the government has injected into that economy can multiply 10 times. The same goes with withdrawing money out of the economy. You can use the same formula. If the government reduce spending and then increase taxation and withdrew money by certain amount from the economy, that economy will contract by same by same percentage or by the same multiplier, and therefore causing the economy or the GDP to contract by that same amount or number. And this is what brings us to the recent happening in Nigeria, where the government is willing to inject around 500 billion naira as palliative. 500 billion naira as palliative. Now you have 500 billion naira as palliative that will be shared to the citizens. By how much will this money multiply? putting into consideration how much would people save from that money and how much would people spend from that money, and use that same formula that I have given you to see how the economy will expand as a result of injecting this 500 billion. And make a contrast by how much has the economy contracted that the government thought of injecting 500 billion. No, remember, the government has removed fuel subsidy. So when the government has removed fuel subsidy, how much of fuel subsidy has the government removed from the economy? And use the same calculation, use the same formula, and you will arrive by how much will Nigerian GDP contract as a result of this subsidy removal. Remember, subsidy is also part of government spending into the economy. So we look at that and you do the calculation and give yourself an answer. And then I'm not going to give you any answer here. Give yourself an answer, because this is an educational video, and you can write your own comment, you can send your own comment, and you can add whatever you want to add as far as this lesson is concerned in the discussion forum. I wish you all the best of luck, and I hope you've gained something from this lesson of Money Multiplier Effect, which is a continuation of our fiscal policy lesson. I wish you all the best of luck, and I hope you will continue with the course and take even the final exam and generate your Karatu certificate. سبحانك اللهم وبحمدك نشهد أن لا إله إلا أنت نستغفرك ونتوب إليك سبحان ربك رب العزة عما يصفون وسلام على المرسلين والحمد لله رب العالمين.